Hello everyone, and welcome back to Shake and Bake Racing Ferrari Challenge. We are here, week 3, round 3, back for more excitement. Another race at another fantastic track here in Italy. Let's go ahead and take a look at where we are this week. We head to Imola, Emilia-Romagna, Italy for the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo E. Dino Ferrari, as known as Imola, a 4.909 kilometer or 3.05 mile track located in that town of Imola. One of the few international circuits that runs anti-clockwise, actually. Pretty cool little detail there. And our racers today will traverse across 19 turns as they battle for that top spot here in the third stop in our challenge. Just 2 weeks, including this. This is our penultimate race session before the final next week. So looking forward to some good excitement tonight, leading into the finale. Let's take a look at our standings so far. Some movement here and there. No drop weeks for this. Feel that music there. No drop weeks in this series, so it is all about everything you can put into it. So anyone missing a week is going to take a hit, which we do see in the standings here. Vegeta is out front strongly with 177 points. The strong finishes he's had over the past couple weeks definitely showing those results. Arib moving up 2 spots into second with 139 points. Gold's AJ holding third at 116. Doc Spaceman gaining a position with 97 points. Campfire G's up 3 positions into 5th place with 95. And we have a tie at 6th place between Cowmaster and Gingy Grant, 93 points. Reggio up 2 spots, 82 points there. And I do believe he is on top of the amateur division there, so he's currently our amateur division leader. Shaughnessy up 4 points with 80 there. And he had a retirement in the second session, week 1. So a little bit of a deficit in his point totals because of that, but hopefully he can finish strong the rest of the series and make up for it. JQ, big drop, down 8 positions, largely, I think, from missing a week there. So that, attendance is very important here, and that'll hurt. Enbert down 2 spots. Also tied for the 10th spot at 78 points between him and JQ. Tippy, first race last week, is back this week, sitting at 73 points in 12th. Tree the Cactus down 1 position, 57 points. Shallow Water at 52. Cadwell, 48 points. And Bellissima down 5, 41 points there at the bottom. Quali is underway, so we'll jump into that and see how our racers are faring so far. We jump in here, taking a look at the bright yellow Ferrari of Tippy, getting his laps underway. So far, we're seeing JQ up top with a 146.790. Good to see JQ back this week and, setting strong pace out the gates. See how these laps continue to evolve. So we're under 10 minutes left in qualifying. Take a look at our current standings champion here, leader Vegeta, who sneaks out that pole position just as we switch over. 146.6. Little 10th and some. Something tells me that that won't be the last from his fellow racers to try and get that back. And there it is, JQ taking back the pole position with a 146.4. Just the two of them in the 46s. See if anyone else is able to pick that up. JQ holding that pole so far with his 146.4. No one has shown any signs yet of making a push for that. Seeing a slight issue in the updating on our timing screen. Apologies for that. Not sure why that is not updating as it has before. And try and stay on top of things during the race, however best we can. Do see a little bit of an improvement, not an improvement, sorry, JQ 146.5, but he's still within that range of his current time, so consistency will definitely help out in the long run. Can't find Cheese coming out from the pits, make some additional runs, see if he can make any improvements on his position right now. As it stands, JQ, Vegeta, Doc Spaceman are top three. Can't find Cheese in that fourth spot. Arib and Tippy, surprisingly a little lower than maybe their past performances have shown. They've been pretty strong, and I think consistency is there, but just not finding the times that they want to be. And as I mentioned that, Tippy puts himself into third spot, 147.045, so inching closer and closer to the front of the pack. Marie making a little improvement himself, I believe. Up to fifth. Coming about 4 minutes left of quali before we get into our race one. For anyone new, we have two sessions tonight, 30 minutes each. That second race will be reverse grid for the top 10. So even if you are towards the back of the field here, only 12 racers tonight. There will be a fight. Those last three will be fighting for that last grid spot, reverse grid spot, to start on pole in the second race. Still lots of work to do once you get there, but it certainly helps to be there and take every advantage you can. On board with Reeb here as he comes in for his lap. See if he's found any improvement. It does look like on his dash he does have some improvement there. See if it was a legal lap and if it will count. Looks like it does. He's into the 46s, nabbing that third position there. And he heads back to pits. Maybe that's all he feels he's going to get. Looks like he's rolling out for one more. As the time ticks down, close to 2 minutes left. Have to make a quick lap to try and get a full another lap in here. On board with Tippy. Seeing if he can get back that position from Reeb or improve any further beyond that. You see some improvement from JQ at the top, 146.393. Just a few hundredths, I believe, from his previous time, but it is an improvement. Holding off Vegeta. And as we review that, he goes even better, JQ, down to a 46.165. Definitely finding the pace there. You can maintain that during the race. Will look good to hopefully sit on the podium, just depending on what step. As we head into the last few seconds of quali here before we get into the race. Tippy across the line with some improvement there, but not enough to go up. I do see that Doc, looks like he had some good improvement there to eke out that 4th spot. Push Tippy down a notch. I think it's mostly going to wrap up our drivers out there. Got Shaughnessy coming across the line for the final time. And that will do it. All right. We get ready for race 1 here. Run down our standings. We have JQ up front on pole. Vegeta 2nd place. Arib in 3rd. Doc Spaceman in 4th. Tippy in 5th. Can't Find Cheese in 6th. Cadwell 7th place. Gingy Grant in 8th. Cowmaster in 9th. Shaughnessy 10th place. Reggio in 11th. Enbert in 12th. And it looks like Tree is joining late, so he'll start at the back. No time, quality time set for him, but looks like he's here to still join the field. So 1 extra member there to go after that last grid spot. 10th place for the reverse grid. We're just holding for our countdown until race 1. About a minute and a half to go. Drivers here are getting ready for the green flag as we pace around the course. Once again, doing what they can to get some heat in those tires before they take off. There is a very nice long straight into turn one. So it'll be very important to manage your braking points into that, as well as being amongst that full field. Looks like Tree's back in. Hopefully he'll stabilize and be able to join the field. Got a trio of red Ferraris, Ferrari Rosso up front. I'll definitely expect very strong performance out of all three of them. So that'll make for fun calling of the race to keep them all distinguished here. Our drivers now begin their double filing, getting into race formation. So we come down the main straight towards the start-finish line. And we are green here. Race 1 at Imola, week 3 of the Shake and Bake Ferrari Challenge. Racers spread out wide. Looks like 3 wide at some points coming into this first turn. We'll see how this goes. See if everyone makes their braking points. Looking clean. Little dust flying there. Looks like JQ off, which allows Vegeta and Arib to take off. But we have some bumping. And a virtual safety car is out. So we continue on our tradition of early safety cars as our drivers settle in and catch their breath, dial in the focus, and we will do it again. So we'll allow Tree to catch up a little bit. About 10 seconds till we go green again here. And we are green once again into one of the second to final turn here. Curve around Vavaza 2. And we try again, this time much more momentum down the front straight. See if we can keep things clean as we head into the first turn here. Front 3, those 3 red Ferraris in a rebout front, keeping it clean. Three reds, three wide, make it through. But I think the battling allows Tippy to sneak in there. We've got a lone yellow Ferrari up, fighting in the front. Great pack up here. These top four should be some good battles. Let's see how well it stays, how close it stays throughout the rest of the race. Reeb holding out front. Tippy making some ground, already in that second spot. Fantastic view there of the cars hidden behind the scoreboard. We come around towards the last final turns. It seems that we had a little fall off from JQ and Vegeta, allowing Cow and Gingy to take advantage and move up. Arib coming into his first lap led, with Tippy close behind. We'll see how the rest of the pack manages this. The front two pulling away almost well over a second and a half in front of Cow there in third place as they battle. JQ and Vegeta within a half second of each other and trying to stay within close to Cow to make up those spots that they lost at the start. Still pretty close down the field. You can see the long string of cars. She's there in the bright teal. With Cadwell and Shaughnessy, two blue Ferraris right behind. Real solid, good view there of our front two. And then we've got about another three, maybe four. Good dense middle pack here. As we fall under 22 minutes in their first race. Take a look towards the back. So 10th spot, this is our last reverse grid spot, of course, as I've mentioned, and Reggio doing his best to hold on to that, with Enbert closing down within a second. Doc has, considering his quality times, Doc has fallen off, maybe had an incident there earlier on, and is almost 3 seconds behind Enbert. So there's lots of room to make up there. And we are into a safety car. It's going to allow a lot of the racers to bunch back up. Make up some ground that they were maybe losing. See the field tight up very quickly there. Everyone's catching up. Tree's still working on catching up. And I think he will. Back to green here in about 10 seconds. Field tightened back up. We go back green. To be trying to nab a spot, but Arib holds it as the field stays very tight. Out of the safety car. And seeing Vegeta and JQ there doing their best to remake up the spots. Someone off in the distance. I think that is Shaughnessy, unfortunately, into the gravel there. So he'll have some ground to make up. Still close with the pack. Things are still pretty good. That front two, though, they're taking off. almost a second and a half, hitting a second and a half out in front of the others as Vegeta, Cow, and JQ battle with each other to try and just stay towards the top, fighting for that last podium position between those three. Gingy right behind. JQ with a heavy swing outside, and that goes far wide into the sand. Gravel there. That's going to set him way back. He's going to be playing catch up from the rear. Looking back at our leader here, Arib is out front, almost a second on Tippy. Vegeta ahead of that middle pack, doing his best to try and stay with the front two. We got a lot of cars here in the middle, lower middle here. Reggio leading out front there. Doc leading this middle pack with Reggio right behind. And Enbert, Cadwell, can't find Cheese, Jonassy, and then Tree and JQ rounding out that group. A very, very tight group here. Usually things spread out by now. I think with the safety cars and some people going off track, that's kept everyone close. Kyle falling off a little bit, 2 seconds behind Vegeta. So that third spot seems to be, it's plenty early, but you know, seems to be falling away. Gingy almost a second behind Kyle there, trying to get past that and then attack the top three. Room in front of him, Vegeta doing his best to stay with the front two, but the front two, I think there's lots of battling going on with them too, but at the same time they might be helping each other. Things are now starting to spread out a little bit here. Doc, second and a half. Reggio, almost 2 seconds behind him. Enbert, a little over second there. Cadwell and Enbert side by side, though, with Cheese right behind. So good little trio here, and JQ in the back. Oh, and we... Is that a bump or just losing... Sounds like from the driver radio, might have been a little bit of contact there. Looks like some good recovery of it though. JQ taking advantage and doing his best to make up. We know he's got the pace, setting the best time during quali. To see if he can fight through the pack and make up for it. Cheese and Enbert, good strong battle here. You know, Cheese has had some pace as well throughout the season so far. Just a matter of getting around those in front of him. Tippy and Arib staying very, very close, within just a tenth or two of each other as we come into the last two corners. Does Arib have this, or is Tippy biding his time? I think it's all just a game of patience, waiting for that opportunity. If there's a slip up, Arib out, or Tippy, sorry, out to his side. See if you can push him on the straight as they come into his first turn here. Arib really closing off the gap, side by side, really tight, cleanly though. Oh, there's definitely some rub in there. But nothing wrong with a little bit of that. Oh, and pushes Tippy wide. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Going to give Vegeta the opportunity to get past. But I don't think there'll be any issues there. Tippy will be able to maintain that position and see if he can fight it back, get back to second place, and get right back onto to the back of Arib. Kyle with a healthy position there in 4th place. Certainly not catching the front 3, but 2 seconds is his next closest behind. Doc and Gingy within a half second of each other there, fighting for 5th. JQ up to 7th and doing what he can to regain positions towards the front of the pack. .147.655 is JQ's last lap and best lap so far, so he's putting down the pace to try and make up ground there. Currently Vegeta with the fastest lap overall at a 147.2. Definitely need all of that pace to stay in positions that they are. Tippy right on Vegeta's tail. The pair falling behind Arib out just over a second. It's like Cheese making up some ground there as he's into the 8th spot past Reggio. Reggio and Cadwell there zooming up behind. Looks like a good little battle between them two. Just wanting that security. I don't know who that was in the red that just went flying off. May have been Enbert there. I believe Ember. He's that far back. He must have had an issue there, connection issue, sent him wide. And I'm not sure if some other cars were impacted by that. I think I saw Reggio go wide, and I think that unsettled a few of the drivers. They maintained things. Reggio took a big dip. He was in 9th spot, I believe, fighting Cadwell for that security within that reverse grid spots. He tries to, Reggio that is, stay on top of Shaughnessy and try to get that back. Currently Shaughnessy here sitting in that 10th spot, so he'll be on pole next race if he holds on to it. Shaughnessy a good 4 seconds behind Cadwell, so security of that next position is a bit a ways away. He has someone breathing down his neck. We pop back into our leader as Vegeta has really closed the gap. I know they were almost over a second. They were more than a second behind, but the pair has caught up, and this front 3 is very tight once again. Come around into those first few turns. Takes a lot of patience. Vegeta and Tippy really breathing down each other's neck. We're trying to stay on top of Arib, not letting their battle get in the way of staying with the leader and squashing any opportunity to overtake. Front 3 spreads out just a little bit, more breathing room than there was. They're potentially with some very minimal contact, setting each other off, but I think that gap will close up. Tippy back to a second. I anticipate that to close soon. We are under 10 minutes here. Closing in on 9 minutes to go in race 1. I think things are starting to spread out across the field. We take a look here at Doc. We're behind Cow. Looks like JQ has taking over 6th place from Gingy and still working to make up ground there. That back, the middle to the back of the field is really spread out. I mean, we have up to almost 7 seconds differences from some of our drivers out here. Not many battles towards that back. We're all looking really, I think Doc and one of the closer ones, other than Arib and Vegeta at the front. Tippy's still around that 1 second interval, trying to stay on top of the other two. Maybe waiting for an opportunity of their battle to open something up. Come down to 8 minutes left in the first race here. Stay here with Vegeta and Arib. Let's go on board with Vegeta as he chases down Arib down the front stretch. Moving out to the outside, seeing if there might be an opportunity, taking a look, but I think smartly decides to not be too aggressive there. Just wait for another opportunity. Tippy closing close to half a second, a little over that, so he is gaining. Oh, looks like maybe a little slip up there by Arib. Definitely allows Vegeta to stay close. It's just a matter of when, if and when, Vegeta will see an opportunity for an overtake. We got a little bit of a pack behind them there. Cow and Doc and JQ within a second of Doc there. So definitely making up ground. Under 7 minutes now. See what he can do. If he can get past one or two of these individuals in front of him. Going to be a very tall order to get anywhere close to that front three. But every position is an opportunity. And there we have a big shakeup with Tippy and Vegeta. Potentially some contact there. It sets those two back, unfortunately. So this pack of 3 becomes a pack of 5. With Cow back now into 2nd place. JQ pulls up into 3rd. JQ pushing for every little bit extra he can. So I think he safely gets away from Doc and is going to start chasing Cow for 2nd. Vegeta and Tippy there behind, first having to get around Doc. Vegeta's looking for that window. Just needs to find it. Arib has taken off 6.5 seconds out in front of Cowmaster in 2nd place. We are under 5 minutes to go. As long as he's consistent, clean and consistent, I think he should hold on to this one. Cow feeling pressure from JQ. Doc with a very smashed up passenger side window there. Being hunted down by Vegeta and Tippy there. Really, really tight group. As they dive down towards that final straightaway. See if anyone make a move. Vegeta out, looking to get past Dak. Looks like he's got the pace to do so. Well, he will gain a position back. Tippy's going to look to try and move as well. I think he has to fall in line and wait his turn as we go. Under 4 minutes to go. JQ side by side with Cow. Oh, and some contact there. Cow, very wide into the wall, comes back on track. No further incidents, luckily. That looked pretty spicy. Our 3 red Ferraris are back out in 1, 2, and 3. Arib far out front, 7.5 seconds ahead. JQ and Vegeta within almost a half a second of each other, a little over. And Doc following up in 4th. Tippy in 5th, trying to regain his spots. Cow, unfortunately, with that bump off track, puts him back down to 6th. This pack of 5 still close. Come down to the 3-minute mark of the race. See if there's any more movement from this pack position-wise as we come into these final minutes. Not much going on in the rest of the field. Enbert, I think there, as we mentioned earlier, had that potential connection issue. He's out here hot lapping. Tree, a little bit of the same. They're working to catch things up. Shaughnessy, almost 6 seconds behind Reggio. So that final reverse grid spot looks to be secured by Reggio as long as he stays clean here for the next couple of minutes. Come back to this battle here from the 2nd through 5th place here. As Kyle falls back almost a 1.5 seconds to Tippy there. Potentially some damage from that incident, losing some pace. JQ has really found his, though, as he's doing his best to try and pull away from Vegeta, almost getting to a second away. Doc, within a 0.5 second behind Vegeta there in 4th, seeing if he can sneak out a podium position for race 1. Tippy and Doc, very close. Tippy just a few tenths within Doc. See if he can gain 1 extra position. We come down to the final minute. We should be seeing white flag soon. Not very much time left at all. I think a lot of this will come down to maybe an error by the individual in front of you if you are going to make a position at this point. JQ, Vegeta around the final 2 turns as we head towards the main straight. Tippy right behind Doc there in the distance. And we have hit white flag. White flag is out one more time around. Tippy going forward on Doc. Sees the opportunity, sees the opening, and looks like he's going to find it. Lunging into the first turns here and pulling that off. Doc staying with him. See how that battle goes for the rest. JQ pulling out, getting that second ahead of Vegeta. Tippy, it's over a 1.5 seconds though, the 3rd place, so it'd be really tough, again, barring an incident, to make up any further positions there. Arib just going off our view there in the lead with JQ and Vegeta following behind. Take a look at our leader. As he rounds chicane there. Enbert, they were off track once again. Struggling there a little bit. We sit on board here with our leader, our winner for race 1, Arib, with a good strong drive, avoiding the chaos as it showed its face. He comes across the line. We take race 1, followed with JQ in second, Vegeta in third. It is a red Ferrari podium. Tippy and Dak following behind that. Looks like Cowmaster, Gingy on Cheese here, 8th place. Head back, Cadwell getting in 9th, and Reggio up the stretch as he will take that final reverse grid spot. Seems to be that Shaughnessy potentially had an incident somewhere and fell behind the black Ferrari there. Shaughnessy, Tree, and Enbert rounding out the rest of our field. We now have our cooldown in between race 1 and 2. Drivers try to resettle in for the next session. See what they can get out of second go. Coming down in about 30 seconds. And we will start gridding up. Get ready for our second session of the night. Extension to our intermission here, about 2 minutes till we get to the grid. Our drivers now out on the grid, getting ready for race 2. With Reggio out front. So we get ready to begin our pace lap for race 2. Our drivers roll out and get ready, begin their formation lap, pacing through 4. Tree a little slow out of the grid. I think he missed the grid, so just catching up on the pace lap. But will be able to do so. We got quite a split of our colorways here in the field. We have all our darker hues, the blacks and blues out in the front half. And maybe appropriately, we've got Tippy in that bright yellow, almost splitting in half. And then all the reds, other than Shaughnessy, in the back. We'll see how that reshapes over the course of the race, if any of these front few can maintain their positions as they slug it out for the 27 minutes of racing, 28 minutes that we'll get to by the end of the pace lap. And see those out front now, where they end up then, and those in the back, if they can make up ground. And if and when we'll have safety car right away. Will we get through some clean racing on race 2? Come down towards the final 2 turns. We'll begin doubling up. And Reggio will have the call for race 2. Shaughnessy with an unfortunate spin out in the rear. Reggio with the call, and we go green. Everyone fans out 3, maybe 4 wide as we rush towards these first turns. Off in the grass, even trying. Reggio getting through. Holds on to that first position. Oh, plenty of cars way out wide, and must be some contact in there. We go to a safety car. I believe that's around where we had one last time as well. Now we'll bunch back up. The amateur division leader is not showing much of being an amateur right now, as he's holding off this pack. See how much longer he can do that. Little bit of shake-up in positions, it looks like, because just going based off our liveries here, we have some reds up in the top 6. I think Tippy fell down 1 spot. Shaughnessy at the back after that wipeout on the pace lap, but luckily the safety car for him has allowed him to catch up. I think Cow has taken a dip a few positions. Reeb up to 5th, Vegeta right behind him in 6th. Definitely already making ground. Reeb with a huge position because he would have been back in 10th off of the start, so... Reggio with the call again, back to green. Potentially holding until they get around the final turns to go on the straights. Very sportsman thing to do. No one wants to go green on a turn. Cars line up, and there it is. We are green again. He jumps out front, doing his best to hold on to that lead. He officially has 1 lap led in the race. See how many more he gets on that. So we come into those first turns. Dicey spot as always, but seemingly good. Reggio a little wide is going to allow Cadwell to go out the sign. And we unfortunately have some contact once again and back under yellow. Falling down 23 minutes left in the race. I believe this is lap 2, second safety car. Safety car ending here in about 10 seconds. Reggio will once again have that call back to green. Gets right to it as we are further away from these final 2 turns as we go a couple wide into that. Definitely cars making some dives. We got, I think that's a Reeb way out there. It's going off. And unfortunately, some contact within there, causing yet another safety car. I believe that is our 3rd of the night for race 2. As we see Vegeta getting up to 3rd, taking advantage of opportunities where he can. Cadwell in 2nd, right behind Reggio. It's definitely an unexpected one too, but you know, they are holding their own, so credit to them. JQ back to 8th, not seeing much ground gain for him yet. Reeb at the rear in the field, going off track there unfortunately, and lots of ground to make up for him. These close bunched up fields are definitely helpful in those situations. Ten seconds till we go back to green. Once again, Reggio will have that call. And we are back racing. Field quickly spreads out once again, and I see some bumping. Being sound clean. Oh, no, and there it is as I speak. We see yet another one. And a Reeb going off a little bit in the rear there. racers line up once again under safety car number 4, I believe. Once again, coming around those final 2 turns, I envision we'll see going back to green here on the straight. We are under 20 minutes here. Oh, and we see Cow diving into the pits. Making some changes here mid-race. We are back green once again, rushing down towards this first turn here as we dive in. Some trouble in the back. Oh, and who is, oh, Reggio is, looks like off track. Quickly falls out of that first position and finds himself way down to 8th place. We once again, another safety car. Vegeta out front. JQ making a big jump there, 4th place. Lots of radio chatter from our drivers, wondering how the stream is going. As we've got a lot of time to fill from all these safety cars, and that's what we're talking about. We are talking about the safety cars. That has been the theme. Come towards that 17th minute, 17 minutes to go in race 2. I believe we have not yet had a single clean lap around this track yet. 10 seconds till green. We will see if this is the time we do so. The field's pretty shaken up from where it started. We are green once again. How long will we stay? We spread out, a couple wide. Oh, big bump in the back there. Enbert into Cow or Doc. Not enough contact overall, though, for a safety car, so we stay green. We may get a full lap. Oh, someone way off there. That's a Reed, spending more time in the sand. Auditioning for Baywatch this race, it seems. He's going to fall to the back as Doc easily overtakes there. Back to the front, and looks like Gingy gets a punt. Works on a quick recovery. Lots going on here all across the field as things shake out, but we stay green. Vegeta out front, seeing if he can build that gap and maintain that as we come towards 15 minutes remaining here in the race. JQ right behind. Sippy behind him in third with Cadwell somewhat close on his tail within a half a second. Trying to see if he can maybe nip that final podium spot. Cheese behind him there. A couple duos in the back there, Sean and Cow. Gingy a couple off of Cow, trying to make up after that spin out. And then our once pole sitter, Reggio, back to 9th. Trying to maintain that, maybe make up some extra ground if he can. He's Enbert close on his tail. And at the back, unfortunately, Doc, Tree, and Reeb. Looks like Tree and Reeb are back and forth with each other. Reeb, of course, trying to make up, but he's struggled in race 2. Really had some issues staying on the track. If he can do so for the remainder, then he might be able to make up some positions, but he's got to clean that up first. Vegeta building his lead out to almost a second and a half on JQ. JQ doing his best to hunt him down, but about a second and a half over Tippy there. Tippy back in 3rd place, and things seem to really have spread out here. I think we look on Cheese within a second of 4th there. One of our closer battles. Here's probably one of our closest with Shaughnessy and Cowmaster battling for 6th place. Pair of blue Ferraris. Shaughnessy there on the tail of Cow. Go on board and take a look at this battle. Into Ravazza Uno and Due around to the front straight. Oh, a little slip out there by Cow, and that is going to give Shaughnessy the opportunity to pull past Cow if he can. Fight each other down into these first turns. Shaughnessy pulling out in front, and oh, Cow going wide. That into the gravel there. Really tough to save that one. I think that's probably best case scenario. Nothing further than that, but is once again going to have to play catch up. Things tighten up towards the back as Doc gets tight on Enbert. Looking to fight for that 10th spot, and in the distance, a Reeb off once again. Up in 12th, though, he did get past Tree. He's almost 5 seconds behind his next person there, a Reeb that is. So it's going to be a challenge to catch back up. JQ tightening up on Vegeta, up in the front within half a second. See how this plays out for our front 2 red Ferraris. We come into the 12 minutes remaining in race 2. Tippy there, just under 2 seconds back from 2nd place, so lots of ground to make up. Hoping for some battling between the front 2 to slow them down so he can catch up. As JQ sets the current fastest lap of the race at a 1:46.721. Down into these first turns here. Doing his best to stay tight to Vegeta and keep it a fight as we come into 11 minutes remaining in this second race. Just waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a chance to get that overtake. Shaughnessy here tight on Gingy, fighting for 6th place. Cowmaster there in the distance, doing his best to catch up after his off tracks. Reggio down to 10th place, looking to prevent any further damage to his positions. JQ just a few tenths back from Vegeta. Things really tightening up out front. As the pair runs down the front stretch, Tippy setting a personal best himself, getting into those 46s. JQ still holding on to that fastest time so far with the 46.721. Take a peek back here at Doc as he gets close to Cowmaster, fighting for middle of the field positions here. A little bit of a group there, about 4 cars here. Doc alongside Cow, but Cow holds it off, and Doc, goes over the inside and does find the opportunity. Can he maintain it? Looks like Cow gets it back. Definitely a good back and forth there. Oh, and Cow with a little slip there, but holds on to it, luckily. That would have been bad. As Doc stays close. These two are really fighting with each other. I think they're falling off from the pair in front. So we see those two groups go by. Doc once again trying to find an opportunity to get past. And it's pushed a little outside there. Doesn't have the room. Stays close. See how things go as we come into these final 2 turns for this pair here. Doc tight on the inside. Hopefully not too much of that curb to set him off, but does draw back a little bit, and I don't think he's got the good exit there to make a lunge down the front straight. And in the distance there, we see Arib making ground, getting past Reggio as Arib sits there in 10th place. And will do his best to try and chase down Doc and the others, gain everything back that he's able to over the course of the rest of this race. Take a peek back in at our leader here, Vegeta, dancing in between about 3/4 of a second gap between him and second place, JQ. Consistency will be the name of the game here for both of them. If either slips up, that will likely be it. Tippy laying in wait, almost a 1.5 back, however. Lots of ground to make up. The battle is probably not as strong as Tippy would like from the front two to give him an opportunity to gain some ground. As the gaps now stretch out to 1 second, over 1 second between the top 3. We'll see if they can close that up or if things are just going to further spread apart and potentially see things settle into place. Towards the back here once again, Doc, Cow, and Shaughnessy with a little bit of a battle here amongst themselves. Shaughnessy leading that trio with Cow within 1/2 second and Doc just outside 1/2 second. As they try to chase down Gingy ahead of him, but a good couple seconds Gingy has on the others. So some comfort there. As we look at the top of the timing table and Vegeta maintaining that gap there. Oh, and Shaughnessy off track. And I think a little bit trying to get back on, a little bump into Doc. And that puts him well off from where he was. Falling back to 10th. Looks like Reggio's going to be able to get past him Just making up for Shaughnessy gets back that position from Reggio, and really bad slide here into this turn, going off track, so he'll have to re-engage that battle with Reggio. Really needs to settle down and just try to regain the composure and get back onto some steady laps. Tires maybe a little heated up from that. You need to factor that in. Take a peek back at the top, and Vegeta with our fastest lap now, a 146.657. JQ with a 146.658. So 1/1000th difference between these two for their personal bests for the track so far. We are 4 minutes to go. JQ bringing that gap down a little bit, 3/4 of a second. Tippy not able to really find any ground on the two. Two are just hauling away. Within half a second there, JQ really pushing, doing his best to stay with the leader and maybe find an opportunity to nab that top spot. We come down to the 3-minute mark remaining in this race. We bounce back to Cow here as he hunts down Doc, losing Shaughnessy in that fight. Arib a couple seconds back. Going to be a lot to make up here. Likely not going to happen with only a few minutes remaining. See if Cow has an opportunity to make up a position, get an extra position before the end of this race here. We go into that final turn for these two. Well, looks like an equal exit there. Maybe Doc a little better, maintaining that gap, stretching it out a little bit as much as he can. Things up front have stretched out themselves. Tippy making some ground on JQ, so it seems JQ maybe has fallen back a little bit, but we're within that second, around those 1 second gaps between the three. We come to 2 minutes left in race 2. Barring tragedy, barring something, these three keep it clean. This is how we will finish. The gap continues to grow for Vegeta's lead, now 1.3 seconds over JQ. Tippy within a second of JQ there. Might have an opportunity for a last second opportunity, gain a position. But things look pretty steady so far. Check back in on that middle battle here between Cow and Doc. Still going steady, staying within that half-second mark. Cow, good pace as they lunge down towards the last two corners. Looking for an opportunity. See how they get out of this last turn and race up that final stretch. Arib under 2 seconds from those two in front of him. Still lots of time. We are 30 seconds to go. I have not heard the call of the white flag. It'll definitely be this next time around if it hasn't been called already. JQ hitting that half a second mark. This is our last lap. Vegeta coming around to the final stretch, so there won't be anything more. It's gonna take a loss of focus or something otherwise for JQ for have an opportunity, but we've seen Vegeta do this week after week. And I think that's going to be it as we stay here on him as he runs up the front stretch and crosses that finish line to take P1 for race 2. JQ in second, Tippy in third. We see Cheese coming up fourth place. Cadwell in fifth, do believe a amateur division member, getting some huge points there to help with that. Gingy, sixth place. Doc and Cow. Looks like Cow fell off at the end there. Securing eighth place. Arib pulling up right behind Cow. Reggio pulling up here, 10th place. Shaughnessy spinning out at the end. It's going to cost him a position. He finishes the race in the same way he started it, with a wipeout in the final turn. This will be one he will be glad to forget. And finally, Enbert last across the line to round out week 3, race 2. Well, that is it for us here this week. Thanks again, everyone, for coming out, joining us for this other session of the Shake and Bake Racing Ferrari Challenge. We hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we hope to see you back for the finale of this series next week. Once again, around 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Potentially we'll have a co-commentator in the booth with me. Looking forward to that. And once again, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.